with Team Battering. Today we're here with our 6th place finisher at the League Cup and Cape Fear Games, Nakoa. Say hi, Nakoa.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
And he'll be here to talk about the deck that he used. What deck did you use?
Weezing spread.
Weezing spread. Well, what do you think about it?
It's pretty good. It's got like a 50-50 matchup on most things. The real problem it has is like Buzzball Pheromosa. Just because of all the healing and stops they can do to your spread damage. They don't need that many bench Pokemon, and they basically just have 1 or 2, and you can't spread enough damage fast enough. They can just one-shot you and just take it easy.
Is that the deck that gave you the most problems there?
That's the only deck I lost to, and that was in the top 8, so
all
yeah.
right. Well, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the deck list. Let's go ahead and go through this deck list.
All right, so basically what you got is it's your basic Weezing spread deck. There's a couple things that are different about it. You got your Tapu Kokos, your Lele's, and everything of that nature. Basically, you've got 4 Coughings, the namesake, you need them. One of the best cards, I think, to be printed in Unbroken Bonds, 4 Weezings. Weezing is basically your bread and butter. Detention Gas is its ability. As long as it's its active Pokemon, your opponent's basics take 1 damage counter in between turns. And that works if you knock out a Weezing and you promote a Weezing, it still takes effect. Its attack for a DCE is Splittering Sludge. It does 40 and then 20 to everything that has damage counters on it. That's your main source of spread. You got a couple other spreaders in here just to help you out if you can't get your Weezings on time. Your tried and true Tapu Koko, Flying Flip for a DCE. 20 to everything. It's great to set up the Detention Gas and set up the 20 from the Sludge. 2 Tapu Lele's, the promo one that has Magical Swap. Magical Swap wins games. Throw your counter energy on it, swap out your damage, and let your Detention Gas or your Shrine take multiple knockouts in 1 turn. You have 2 Marshadows, the Let Loose, to really give your opponents some disruption. Nothing's worse than you getting set up and then you Marshadowing your opponent down to a dead hand and you just take the game over from there. Supporters are pretty clean and cut, very simple. You've got 4 Lily. You play your hand down a lot, you empty your hand for all your cards, and a Let Loose into a Lily to draw for 8 is always one of the best plays you can have with this deck. 4 Cynthias, because if everything gets clumped up, because you pull everything out of your deck every game, Cynthias give you a lot of draw shuffle, so you don't have to worry about not drawing all of your basics. 2 Guzmas, you never know when you need them. Basically, they get you out of a sticky situation if somebody's trying to stall you out. With like a Marshadow in the active or a Lele that you can't get out, you just Guzma something up and then you've got nothing to worry about. The search in the deck is pretty straightforward. It's essentially, you have 4 Nest Balls. Search out any basic that you need when you need it. It's great to be able to just Nest Ball for a Tapu Lele. 4 Mysterious Treasures. Everything you run besides your Tapu Kokos are Psychics. So simple, ditch a card, go grab it, call it good. Now to find all your supporters, we have 4 Pokegears, which really come in clutch because if you Marshadow yourself down and you don't have a supporter in hand and you top deck a Pokegear, you dig 7, find that Cynthia, find that Lily, you're good to go. You got nothing to worry about. One of the best card in the deck, I think. 4 Spell Tags. Spell Tag is a nifty little tool that says when the Psychic Pokemon it's attached to is knocked out, you put 4 damage counters anywhere you like in your opponent's side of the field. So essentially, say they knock out a Weezing with a Spell Tag on it. You can put your damage counters so that when you promote your next Weezing, the Detention Gas will take those consecutive knockouts instead of putting it all on one. So being able to spread that damage wherever you want to go is really, really prime. 4 Stadiums. Easy to go, no non-GX deck. Definitely Shrines. 4 Shrine of Punishments. As many as you can play. If I could play 6, I would. 2 Rescue Stretchers. You will lose your Weezings, and you do need to get them back as much as you can. And also late game, if you're playing against a stall deck, shuffle 3 in, keep yourself going for as long as you can. 2 counter catchers, so you can stall your own opponent. If you see they're getting ahead on something, they got a big guy on the bench they're trying to load up but haven't done it yet, throw a counter catcher, bring it up, see if it buys you a couple turns. That's all you need. The energy line's pretty simple. We've got 4 DCE, 4 counter catcher, because you will go behind on prizes. The essential part of the deck is you counter energy Lele for magical swap to win the game out of nowhere. You're not really going up in the prize trade until it's almost over and your opponent can't do anything about it. So the counter energies come in extremely handy. Another energy that's very handy that I think helps makes this deck viable are triple acceleration energies, the new energy from Unbroken Bonds. Essentially, you can attach it to an evolution Pokemon and it provides 3 colorless energies. But you discard it at the end of the turn, which is nice because most of the time you triple acceleration energy onto your Weezing, and your Weezing's getting knocked out the next turn, but you still got all of your damage in and you didn't waste your DCE. Because that gives you 3 extra options to attack instead of not being able to draw any. But this is essentially the deck.
Anything you'd looking to change? Anything that you ran into?
Maybe not entirely. The only deck that ever gave me problems was, like I said, the Buzzball Pheromosa, but it's almost an auto loss just because you can't really do anything about it. One Mr. Mime for the bench barrier, so they can't Acerola, would probably be one of the inclusions I would put. Possibly a bench barrier Mew as well, to prevent spread damage on yourself in case you come up against another Weezing deck. Other than that, I think the deck's pretty solid. You could always go up on a rescue stretcher. Some games you just have all of the stuff that you need prized and you need to just recycle what you do have. One game in the tournament was pretty rough. Round 1, I had 3 of my Weezings prized. I only had 1 Weezing, but I had Coughings on the bench, so I ended up using rescue stretchers to keep bringing that Coughing back to win the game, essentially. But this is the deck. I took this to Cape Fear Games in Wilmington, and I got 6th place with it. Ended with a 3-1-1. Thank you guys for watching.